Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 586. Today we'll be doing Battle with the Reaper and Backpack Battles. And so, starting with the Reaper this week, I'm going to change up the format just a little bit. I've been rotating through the classes each week. So we did the Ranger, then the Pyromancer, then the Berserker, then the Reaper, then we were going back to the Ranger. I'm planning on just playing one class for a week straight through now. I feel like I don't really get the chance to dig in and dive into what is good with the class in a particular patch as we just rotate around with them, and I've really enjoyed digging in deeper with these classes as I don't get as much time to make content day after day. And so what I'm going to look to do is, I think, patches come out on Fridays, or at least patch notes come out on Fridays. And so starting on the Saturday of the week, I plan to rotate the class and then kind of go from Saturday to Saturday. So hopefully right when the new patch comes out, as soon as we're on the new patch, we'll start up a new class. Next week will be the Ranger, and then we'll play that one for the entirety of the week. Regardless of patches, we're just going to play them a week and push forward, but it feels like that patch release is the good time to make the switch. And so it's going to be a short week for the Reaper. I think the patch came out on Friday. It's Tuesday for me, Wednesday for you, and so a little bit behind, but hopefully that cadence will help carry us through, help make these things go a little bit smoother. And so with that out of the way, the Reaper, the Warlock, if you will, let's go ahead, dive in, see what turns up, see if we get a good start. And, you know, reasonable stuff, a big-ass sale coming out here. I'm pretty certain we can just purchase everything, right? This is 11 gold worth of stuff, and we start with 12, so we're good to go there. My thoughts on the Reaper as a class as we, you know, kind of dive in this week is you're going to be building a mana build essentially every game. There's going to be some outliers to where you get some kind of weird legendary start and you pivot away from that, but to me, the things that really kind of come down to here are going to be that we're going to go after a magic class, we're going to be going after a wand, and you need to build your armor kind of in accordance to that. And so what I mean by that is the big class items for the Reaper being down here, either the Serpent Staff or the Staff of Unhealing. The Staff of Unhealing wants you to be healing, and if you want to be healing, you don't want to be going for stone armors, right? And so what we're going to kind of see out of this is if we're going for dark builds, or if we're going for potion builds, things that tend to have a lot of healing towards them, then we're going to find ourselves building out of holy armors, be it with the corrupted armor or with the moon armor. If we're going towards poison builds, we tend to build over towards things like stone armor, as to where we don't have to get these big expensive crystals to get everything up and online, and we're not missing out on a bunch of regenerate as we, you know, try and chunk through a big section of health, right? If we say start around with 200 armor, that time from 200 armor to 0 armor, all that health regen we're doing just doesn't do anything. And so I kind of like to think, as we're at the beginning, that's how I want my synergies to pan out. If we're going towards poison, we tend to go towards the armor. If we tend to go towards the healing, then we go towards the dark stuff. But all right, the shop, we already mentioned it. We can afford everything, get it all in the bag. See if we can't get this organized real quick. Should be a pretty straightforward one. Get all these nice happy little upgrades onto the piggy bank. Looks good. Let's dive on in. Easiest one, right? That's how the game should be. It just goes, here's the shop, buy everything, you're good to go. Okay, I think we might be okay here. He's going to chunk us down in health early, but I think that we might be able to sustain through. Nope. Nope. That was way off base. We just got completely annihilated there, and so bummer for us. But all right, moving forward, what are we going to do here? I do like a lump of coals as far as it goes with the Reaper. I tend to turn these into the upgraded flame one, and then it's just a very cheap and easy upgrade. I really like it, just attaching it to armor for the most part, giving us a lot of mid-game health. And so we're going to most certainly pick up the lump of coal. I think the deck of cards is bait. I can't remember the last time I got past like the 4th round with a deck of cards in it, so we're going to be skipping past that. I do like the healing herbs with the Reaper, just getting anything that has the vampire-based builds to it. Anything that's building off of the Hungry Blade really benefits from that early health regen, and so I'm on board with that. The other thing here is we need to spike a bag, so I'm going to need to roll at least once this round. I'm leaning towards just passing on the wooden sword at this point, picking up the healing herbs, and then that's going to give us 2 shots to roll for a bag. We hit it on the first shot, go us. We can get some of this stuff up here in the bag. It does have the chance to get this stone in as well. I don't think we want to sell anything and pick up this garlic. Definitely not trying to go for corrupted crystals this early. They are quite important, but I don't think we want to. Well, I guess the interesting thing with the corrupted crystal is it is here right next to the pan. And so if we wanted to build the pandemonium right from the start and then just jump directly into a food build, we could do it. I haven't had a ton of success with the food builds in this patch, but it's right there in front of your face. You have the potential to go for it. Maybe it's man, like the pandemonium. It just I haven't had a lot of success with it, but I do like the dark builds in this patch as they've been upgrading the things like the corrupted armor, and it's an interesting one to kind of come in and pick up. It is nice getting just like big direction here in the very early game, especially with a decent item like the pan, to where we could still look to go and build a staff of unhealing. Maybe that's how we'll go about it. Let's do this. Let's go for it. Let's go for the pandemonium right from the get-go. Again, I'm not the hugest fan of this, but let's see how it breaks out. All right, what's this guy doing? How did he get the chili pepper out of the ranger stuff? Oh, it's from he has the amulet. The amulet lets you re-roll into any of the foods. We're gonna be here a while in this battle. The fatigue is rolling through. He can't deal damage through our healing. We have to just kill him with the poison, right? We're up to 8 stacks, 9 stacks now, and say as you get into these battles, if nobody's dealing the damage, it's very tough to out damage the Reaper in the early game. Which one is this? The Flame Badge giving up Pyromancer items? It is kind of tempting. I'll say the one thing with the kind of food-based builds is that, you know, that's one of the items I look towards from the other classes, is potentially picking up the food. And the Pyromancer food, the chili pepper that we were just talking about, is quite good. It's just a tougher item to come in and pick up. I think I'm going to just let that go. The reasoning is, you know, we're already pretty expensively built into, you know, generating this pan. We would ideally be out here with like an armor and like a short sword or something so that we have better DPS than just the dagger. And I feel like, you know, it's just such a heavy investment here in the early game with the pan that it's just too heavy into the money without enough payoff. And so I'm gonna look to skip over this flame badge. We're not gonna add it in at this point. All right, let's see though. We can continue on with this. Got our pan up and running. That looks good to me. Can we get one more? We can get one more pip in the old bag, right? Get one more activation on the walrus tusk. Okay, looks good. I'm gonna rearrange it too much more. It's like I guess, well, here's the easy fix. There we go. I was gonna say we should at least get the other item onto the pan. So we could probably get one more item into the bag here, but I'm not gonna figure it out. I think we're good to go at this point. All right, what do we got? The double short swords coming at us. A little bit of sustain from the foods. Let's see what's up. It seems like we're starting to take the health down. I'm a little bit worried about this round, not anymore, but once we get our early pan going, got so much direction at this point, it feels good. So that's good. Certainly adding in the pan. Gonna also look towards this broom. I would like to have the Staff of Unhealing be our kind of secondary item at this point, and so I'm interested in adding it in. My concern at this point is we're going to be kind of lacking in bag space with this stuff that we have, and so need to get a little bit of fixing there. All right, that's reasonable enough at this point. Kind of interested in what we want to put in. Well, we can potentially roll, right? The reason I haven't rolled yet is I've been kind of eyeballing this oil lamp. I'm always very interested in adding these into our builds. It's just having this guaranteed scaling is quite good, and that's also what we use to upgrade the lump of coals that I mentioned, but feels a little bit early here. Let's take the roll, see if we hit another bag, and oh shit, we just hit everything here. We hit a bag, we hit a mana orb. I'm definitely on board with this stuff. This has been quite the high roll. So what I'm thinking of doing is if we can get up to 7, we could feel pretty good about this. I'd like to pick up both the bag and the mana orb on the round and then keep the piggy bank within our stack. And so I think this is okay. I'm kind of interested in just selling the dagger. I don't think we're ever really going to make usage out of it in this run. Like, I get that it's free DPS, but we're so strapped for space at this point that I don't really want to. I don't really want to count on the dagger to be a part of our build. All right, so let's see where this gets us. We got our mana orb, our broom, our pandemonium. These other little friends in here up and running should be set. All right, not bad, not bad. Do we want to hang on? Do we want to reserve the fly agaric just to get the extra food to put in front of the pan? I'm not opposed to it. Well, I think it's probably more important to hit a bag. Let's let that go. Like, as we're going through this, we're a little bit interested in kind of like the healing foods, as we're probably going to be going for that Staff of Unhealing as opposed to, I mean, I guess we could just go for the Serpent Staff as well, having the Pandemonium generating the poisons. Not certain which one I want to go, but this is like the big decision round, right? I'm most certainly picking up the Wooden Buckler. I want to get this added in. I want to get these these stamina shreds up and running, but we have a stone skin potion that's turned up, and I think I'm fine with that. And so, you know, I was kind of interested in building towards dark stuff with the Pandemonium turning up this early, but I think it's probably okay to just in our heads say that we're switching over to poison, grab the stone skin potion, and then look to turn it into something like the stone armor. Just not really worry about the stamina nearly as much, right? That's the pain point with the stone armors. Your stamina usage is increased by 20% when all of our, you know, big damages are actually coming from everything else, right? With the food activations inflicting the poison, with a mana spend coming out of the right, the mana spend on this thing also comes out and inflicts poison as well. And so I think I'm on board with what's happening here. We're going to be lacking in space this round. That's going to be a bit of a pain point, but not that bad, I guess. We're not getting the stone skin potion in. Fine, still keep the piggy bank on board. Let's do this. Let's sell this pocket sand. Pick up the second lump of coal. All right, I'm digging it. It's been going well. I didn't believe in what our foods could do, but they're getting up and running at this point. Seems nice. All right, easy takedown. GG, my friend. What do we got now? Cool. It's all coming about. We got a potential for an oil lamp that looks good. Definitely going to snatch up the fanny pack here. Also not opposed to the Jinx tortillas. It's just a very good price having it turn up this early. Again, like the spot that we're struggling at this point is our bag space and our defense, and so it doesn't really help with anything like that. But getting our pandemoniums activating faster and faster and faster is quite good. Now we could look to go towards the gloves with the stone skin potion. I'm kind of okay with it with the magic staff, but you do have to watch yourself with these stone skin potion or these gloves of power. Your weapon hits gain 5 armor is a good thing, but if you build towards the staff of healing, it doesn't do anything with that. And so again, it's kind of okay with something like the serpent staff to where we are actually doing some of these strikes, but it doesn't work with the staff of unhealing. We're not going to go towards the dark build this game. We're going to go towards poison. So it is on the table to pick this thing up. My concern with it is, like, we're going to put it just, say, between the pan. The spacing with it gets kind of awkward. I guess we could make it work. It's like, it just feels weak. I would rather be generating the armor, picking up the gloves later, and then just getting one of these things that's already on sale. Kind of interested in actually just getting both of them. Maybe we look to... Let's do this. Let's sell the healing herbs. I'm going to snatch up both of these items. Do something like this. Gonna be a pain to get the tortilla into the bag, though. just if we just have like the worst organized bag as we can as far as the storage coffin goes, that's fine. We're missing our foods. We'd rather, this is better, right? We miss out on the activations of having it in the bag. We still get them out of the shield, but then we hit literally every item we have. Sure. All right, it's building up to something. Got the Mana Reaver Berserker out here. Doesn't seem like he's dealing nearly enough damage this round. We're pretty healthy through the battle rage. All right, mark it a W for bust. So, okay, good stuff. And so this is a kind of interesting space, right? This would be where you're making your kind of second big decision as to what you're going to build towards. You know, we don't technically have to be building towards poison stuff with the magic staff right now, as we're on this round to where the corrupted crystal has turned up, and we could look to pick it up and save it, right, if we want to go towards a dark build. Now, I think I'm wanting to convince myself that we're locked into food, but we're not really at this point, right? We just have the pandemonium, but I think I'm fine to kind of push away from it. We can look to build a stone helmet this round if we want. I'm always excited to have these within the build, but maybe like we could also just look to the cap of resilience up here. I would rather just build towards the stone armor is what we're really looking for at this point, but the helm and the gloves are still good. The other thing here is we just got the pineapple. The pineapple's probably too important. I'm going to pick it up. We need a bag, right? Let's let all that stuff go. See if we can't find a bag. A fanny pack is a bag. you gotta sound sad about it when you pick it up. It's not exactly what we're looking for here. It takes up a lot of not enough space. There's got to be something over here with the tortilla, right? To where we can get the tortilla in, get the pineapple in this kind of awkward position, because that's as good as the hexes get, and then hopefully we can clean that up a little bit in an upcoming round. All right, not ideal, but it is what it is. We should have just left the tortilla on the other side. It's missing on the oil lamp. I wanted to get the pineapple closer to our food, and it just didn't do anything. Seems like we're still out here crushing, but sometimes you just want to be near your food. You want to get next to your friends and say, all right, I'm here to party, let's do it. But okay, nonetheless, I'm fine to pick up the cauldron. It does everything that we want. It is a bummer with the cauldron in that it is a heal based item, right? We're going to build towards these stone armors with the heal based item out of the cauldron, but the faster activations for the flames are so good. The mana we need for our magic staff just does everything that we want outside of that. But I am going to dig a little deeper for bags. That's where we're really hurting. There's no foods out here anyways. There's no big armors. Pick up the fanny pack and still need more bags. I'm going to let the garlic go away. Try and find one. Nothing here. Keep going. Fanny pack. As good as it's going to get. We'll pick up the blueberries as well. Now let's come in. We're going to have to do a bit of a big rearrange at this point, right? And so I'm not entirely certain the angle that we would want this to go. I'm pretty certain it's going to look something like this, as to where we want the storage coffin long ways. We get the pan out here to the left. Now we can activate our foods on the left side of this thing, and then we're going to want the cauldron down in this kind of right space, as to where I don't really care if it only takes 1 hex or 2 hex. We'll probably just let it take up 2 hex to be, easy. that's the main reason to just do anything, right? You just take the easy route, the easy way home. But after that, it's going to be okay. We can start getting these little berries out here and stuff to line it all up. Let's see. Let's get as much into the coffin as we can, I guess. I don't want the big pineapple up here in the middle. Gonna be a little bit lacking until we can a little bit lacking in this space until we can get some more blueberries and get 2 hex items in the middle, but that's fine. Can we fit this thing in here anywhere? All right, we got to get the magic staff at least in. it's gotta at least fit. We're gonna be lacking on some of this stuff anyways. There goes the tortilla. I think I like how the bag's coming together. Just again, we're hurting for the space. Nowhere near having enough space to get the spiked shield in, and so this is a little bit more all-in-y than I like. Let's move the tortilla out. I think I want to get the I want to at least get the shield into the bag. Got 2 hexes left if we can do anything with it. Just be fitting in the oil lamp somewhere awkward. Okay, this is fine. Again, we just need to dig for some bags, and I think we'll be okay. I like how this is coming together. I think these things look good. We just need to kind of fill out with the bag space here, and I think it'll be fine. How we doing through here? We're up against, I was going to say, is he shredding our debuffs? I don't think he's doing it yet. It's a bit of a bummer. All right, again, we found all this stuff that we're looking for at this point. We've got the pestilence flask to upgrade the magic staff. We've got the leather armor to finally combine into the stone skin potion, and then we are just dying for bag space here. And so, I guess, I mean, I think I'm leaning towards doing is just going ahead and putting in the leather armor. We can get it upgrading at this point. We can get the Flyagaric back out here, and then just lock the Pestilence Potion. Well, I guess we can just purchase the Pestilence Potion, right? But just not put it on board. Now, we could just say, like, soak up this round. Maybe this is another thing that's just kind of okay, right? To where we just take both upgrades at once. And know that we're not at, like, max capacity. I guess it's not even that bad, right? The only thing that I'm really upset about not having on board is going to be the banana at this point. So I think this is okay. It's not awesome, but it's getting us a lot closer to where we want to be. And if we're, really bitching about the amount of bag space we have, freeing up 4 hexes from getting these 2 potions out of our bag is certainly going to help. But it seems like we're off to the races. Dude has an assload of health, but he's not really dealing any damage, and so hoping that our poison can scale up before he's able to take us down. Out there at the end, we had twice as much poison on him as he did on us, and he also had the holy armor clearing out the poisons we put on him. And so, nice round to take down. Good job, team. Good job, squad. And now look at those upgrades come in. That feels pretty good, right? That definitely feels good. So let's see. Definitely picking up this potion belt. These other things in here kind of suck. I want to get a cap of resilience at some point. But again, the bags are the big problem here. None of this stuff fixes any of our problems. Another little bag. Could look to pick up a pestilence flask, but it's just not really on theme with what we're trying to do. So let's see. See if we can't clear up some of this space down in our bag zones here. Get a little bit of a wrap on the cauldron. Where are all the foods at? I don't feel like we passed on a ton of them, but it feels like we're definitely behind. Like as the game progresses, you're gonna find less and less food as the higher quality items are what's turning up at the end of the day. I'm curious if we've gone too long, if we've just waited too long to actually get our good foods on board. Here I'm trying to see, I'd like to get the tortilla online, poking at some of our stuff. I don't think we're going to get both the tortilla and the spiked shield in here. Maybe this is the way to do it, huh? Just rotate the pineapple down. Sounds very sexual. What'd you do this weekend, Bust? Yeah, rotated the old pineapple. This seems good, though. He hasn't done anything. We're starting to crush. He's not dealing nearly enough damage, doesn't have any staminas. As soon as that battle rage kicks off, he's going to get blasted by the poison. Alright, good stuff. Good stuff. So what do we got? How these blueberries need so many more of these. It just fills up the bag so nicely. It's like, I don't entirely care about what our food is doing other than activating these stars on the cauldron and on the pandemonium, and just makes it so much easier to fit things in with the blueberries running around. And so good add there. Moving on, there is the protective purse. I'm kind of interested in the gloves of haste. Like, I would rather just be building up a stone helm as opposed to the gloves of power, and so maybe we don't worry about picking up the gloves at this point. Just kind of the interesting thing is, you know, that is like cap of discomfort is just completely acceptable as well, and I don't think that we're going to, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see both the cap and the corrupted crystal before we see another potion to kick off with this stuff, and so I'm going to let those gloves go. We don't have anywhere really interesting to put it. Like, I guess we could shift our main bag selection down here at the bottom up, and then put the serpent staff underneath, and then just kind of have our armors and stuff underneath as well. That would be a way to pull it off, I guess. It just really kind of limits the space we get at the top. Maybe that's not so bad. I just convinced myself. I got convinced pretty easy. Now here, kind of interested in the Shield of Valor. Feels a little early for it though. Let's just keep rolling past it. Fanny pack turns up. Got a garlic. Okay, let's do this real quick. I think I convinced myself that I want to I want to get these gloves in here. How exactly do we want this to line up? Probably just want to be one hex from the edge. Could probably go ahead and still just put the potion belt in over there. We're looking to have the gloves be in a space like this, to where it hits the pandemonium and the serpent staff, or would we rather have it hit the cauldron? Yeah, we don't actually care about the we don't actually care about the pandemonium dealing the attack damage. So it should be down this way. Something like that. And then we're going to look to put our armors in here in this kind of middle space. Something like that. And then we can wrap our foods around the top. Also makes it a little bit easier to get like the oil lamps up and running. So if we wanted to get the oil lamp out here on the pandemonium, it could just point up that way. Cool. Cool. I like it. I like how this is piecing itself together. Okay, so something like this. Now we've gotten to the point to where we have the full 4 items in the middle of the the coffin. Now we just got to finish wrapping around out here. Okay. Not a terrible spot to be in. I like how this is starting to bring itself together. Jump in. Oh, I unlocked our cauldron as I pushed the start button. I was like, I don't think we missed on anything at this point to merge, but always something to worry about. How we faring against the ranger? It's like it seemed like we stalled through some of the crits, but we were just a little bit behind at the end of the day. Oh man, we want a second stone armor? It all just turns up right at once. I mean, we already have the stone skin potion for the gloves of haste, but does this guy stack well? On melee, health drop. I mean, I don't know if I've ever put 2 stone armors on the same board, but I think I'm okay with it. Let's get this stamina sack as well. I think I'm fine to, like, we're going to be replacing the spiked shield soon enough. I guess at the end of the day, what we really want out of these is we're going to have like the stone armor out here. We're going to have this other stone armor on board, and then we're going to have a big shield in the middle, right? So whenever the stone armors activate, we get that double value. But we're not quite there yet in terms of the space that we have. To see what we could get to fit in here. It's a bit awkward with our space. Like we've got two hexes open at this point. I think this is just probably fine enough. I guess we've got 3 open, but always feels like you can do something when you have that many. All right, let's push the button. We're just gonna come out here and smash and not worry about it, right? Oh, of course this is the round. This is the round we take our shield out when we're up against the 4 molten dagger guy. Seems like we still just... Oh, he's got a health regen as well. A resurrect. All right, still 1. Jesus. It's like, of course, as he rolls through with the ability to just blow up all of our... or avoid the shield hits. I guess against the daggers, it does limit his hammer's ability to hit. Now here, I do want to be picking up a cap of resilience. Make sure we have it even without the proper upgrades. More stuff coming in. I would like to get the shield back in here if we can. It's like the pan. Maybe this is where the fix kind of was. Alright, something like that's happening. Oh shit. Oh shit. And so I'm trying to move these stone armors. I know we have the space to line them up and then still fit the gloves inside. That looks decent. Does limit our ability to get the bird going. I guess that's okay. Something like that. Sure. We don't need the demonic flask. It's not horrible, but we don't need it. Kind of interested in picking up the pineapple as well. It's a strong sustain item as the rounds go on and on and on. It's so expensive, though. Alright, we'll let it go. What do we got? Dagger Guy Part 2. Good time to get our Thorn Shield back up and running. Look at that, he's off to the races. He's got way more poison on us than we have on him. Still not enough, though. All right, good stuff. Our build feels decent. Let's go ahead and jump into the survival round. Most of the time when we hit these, we have to give the disclaimer that you probably want to just quit. And we're just going to continue on for the sake of content. But I think we feel strong enough here. And so nothing we really want out of this. We're struggling to fit the bird we have. So we'll skip over that. Definitely want to snatch up another bag. There is another stone skin potion that we can use either on the helmet or on the gloves. Let's pick it up at this point. Take another roll. And then we'll take the berries here. Okay, so what do we want to upgrade? Like, I think at this point we do want to just upgrade the gloves, because it's going to it's going to let us, if we get another stone skin potion, then we can upgrade the cap. If we get a whatever it's called, if we get the dark crystal, we can upgrade the cap and still be happy enough with it as well. But if we upgrade the cap here, we may not be able to upgrade these gloves. And so I think this is reasonable to just go ahead and upgrade the gloves in this space. Can move our build a little bit around. Let's do this. Like we gotta get at least a moderately okay usage out of some of this bag space. Look at this. Look at us getting this other banana in here. Getting these blueberries in. Are we okay without going with the helmet this round? It's like we gotta be able to rearrange this some way, right? When we've got this one hex item over here. mean, I guess at the end of the day, we can just blueberry stack. Get the banana over here to the left. Now we can get the cap in as well. Not super optimal. We're not really making, you know, perfect usage out of the cauldron. We're not making perfect usage out of the pandemonium, but hopefully we'll get there. We're still just struggling with that bag space. I guess picking up all of these big armors didn't really help out in that sense, but it's where we've been hurting all game. What do we got here? Dude's got a shitload of health with the holy armors as well. Really struggling to get that poison up and running. Big crit comes through at the end. Womp womp. Tough round. Tough round. All right, and then exactly what we mentioned, learning from the master, right? We've got the corrupted crystal immediately turning up to upgrade the cap of resilience. Happy enough to do that. Definitely want to snatch up this bag, and then let's see if we can at least get these foods in a little bit better space. Don't want any of this stuff here. Another bag along with blueberries. Okay. Okay. Touch awkward with these potion belts not really fitting how we want them to. But this is where we gotta be, right? We have to actually at some point make good usage out of our big build around items in the pan and the cauldron. We can't continue forever through the final rounds here just not having these stars in use, and so let's do that as best as we can. I'll sell off the oil lamp just to pick up more blueberries. I think that's okay. Something like this. We've at least got most of the hexes covered on our cauldron. We've got most of the hexes on our pandemonium. It's getting a little bit closer that way. It's still not perfect, but it's better than it was. Got here sun armor, stripping more debuffs. I don't appreciate that. Not stripping him fast enough though. That poison's climbing and climbing. I think we got him. No big crits right at the end. Good stuff. Okay, we're getting there. Food coming in. Gotta dig it. Definitely don't want prismatic orbs in this build. Roll on, see what turns up. Protective purse, sure. I am very interested in these divine potions. They also work quite well. Being able to upgrade them with the cauldron. It's so good at level 2. It still does the debuff cleanse, but then it also gives you like 7 positive buffs. And so it would be something good to just kind of line up over here on the cauldron, letting it get like 2 potions over here in that space. And so I'm going to look to add that one in. I have to do a little bit of reworking. Our helmet's not going to work if we want to continue getting all of the spaces off of the cauldron. That looks a little bit better. Alright, getting closer and closer, right? I think we do want to... Is there going to be anywhere decent to get the bird? Look at this, it's just... maybe this is just what we should be selling. Like, it's like, I guess it's okay here, but this is going to need to go soon. It just doesn't quite do enough. We need it... I guess we could sell the shield, but then when we ever find the shield that we do actually want, this isn't going to work out. So we'll keep it for the round. That's going to be what I look to remove after this round, though. Not entirely opposed to the Gleaming Crown as well. Getting that invulnerable is good. I haven't been watching our mana well enough to know if we get up to 10. I mean, we've got 4 blueberries along with the cauldron in our build, so it's not crazy to hit. I saw ourselves get up to 10 right there, but our snake potion thing started eating it away. zinging directly through our health. That was scary. Alright, we gotta win one of these last 2 rounds to make it out of here. Look at this, the death scythe turning up right at the end of the day. No, thank you. The thing that I would really like at this point, I'm fine to pick up Pestilence Flasks. It's going to help us kind of turbocharge that poison right from the get-go. And then we need, like, the big shield. The big shield hasn't turned up this game. I think we've seen it, like, once. But that's the other thing where I feel like we're kind of lacking out here. Is getting that 30% bonus on top of these stone armors. Don't even necessarily need to keep the spiked shield, but it has been a pain point not having access to that. So let's see. Get these guys up here. I want to get max doots on these cauldrons. Blueberries work great for that. Get the banana to fit somewhere. That'll work just fine. Finally starting to get everything covered. I think we've done it, right? We've got the cauldron max. We've got the pandemonium maxed. I'm happy with where everything is here. It's just going to be a matter of... I think we can probably arrange it again to get to that big shield in that 6 hex space. Just a matter if we can find one on the last round. This guy doing? He's doing some healing. Our poisons are starting to stack. Oh man, I don't know if we're gonna. Got it. You guys, like, we're hitting that 100 poison level. It's like, oh shit, he's starting to have the wolf tigers pop off and get his flames up there. But take it down at the end of the day. And all right, the final round, the final battle. What are we going to do here? There is a glowing crown. I'm fine with it. It's just, I really want that shield. It's just getting that invulnerable is good. I'm concerned that we're not going to pop it off fast enough. I'm also fine with picking up this stone skin potion. As we are on the last round, you don't have time to upgrade anything, and so it's a decent last round pickup. Take one last roll. There is a fanny pack and a blueberries. Don't think that's where we're gonna be. How can we do this? Yes, this is okay. Do we really only have like 1 hex left out here? Yeah, there's one spot up here in this top stamina sack. That's all we got. That's all we can do. It's like the answer is like, okay, all I have to do is sell the blueberries, but and I'm not quite certain how to make this fit well. These pineapples being Captain Awkward out here. It's like, ultimately, I feel like we need to just rearrange the majority of our bags. Let's see how this looks. Maybe this isn't so bad. Alright, well, we have to have that at some point, right? Now it's just a matter of getting these other bags in order. Leaving a 2 hex bag at the top is kind of awkward because then we have to stack our 2 pineapples together. But I guess it just kind of is what it is. We won't keep you all here all day, you know. We'll figure it out good enough and then call it a day. Let's go with the blueberries instead of the onion. Alright, I think that's it. I think we're done. Got it all lined up. Never found the big armor. Oh, we can. We got these lump of coals that we could sell. They're probably not even on the good item at this point. Let's let's at least sell the lump of coal and the onion we're not going to use to get that last blueberry. Get a couple more stars within here, and then we'll call it a day there. All right, what do we got? Melee based opponent, that helps with our shield. Crush away some of that stamina. Big health right at the start as well. Debuffs climbing up. Seems good. I want to call it. I want to call my shot. I want to say we got it. We're good. Mark it a W for bust. And all right, good stuff. Not a bad round. And so, while that wasn't exactly one of the strategies I intended to cover at the beginning, I think it really at least covered off on a lot of the stuff that I think is important with these Reaper builds, as to where you're going to be going for something with mana, right? We still had a mana build at the end of the day with our Serpent Staff out here up and running, and then it's kind of just a determining factor as to whether or not you're building towards armor or if you're building towards health regen. And so that's where a lot of things tend to get really awkward with me. I did mention with this as to where, we have the big stone armors here. We're gaining all of this massive amount of armor, but the cauldron generates health, and so that's a little bit of an awkward pain point there. I could definitely see transitioning to something else, to where uh, like you're using, say, like the plushies as opposed to the cauldron, just so that you're not overlapping in how things work. But I think it all worked out here well at the end of the day. To me, where this build really got interesting and where I feel like we didn't play this too well was with that Pandemonium. I really did like picking up that Pandemonium early. It just doesn't feel like a super strong late game item at this point. And it's like, I'm not really convinced that we wouldn't be better served just trying to go full poison with potions, or better served and having like a more common mana thirst plus wand type of build. Now, as we went through this run, we did only see 2 poison potions along the way, and so maybe we did the best that we could with what we had, and making that pivot wouldn't have worked out that well. But it's something to kind of keep in mind, and maybe that's where the problem lies, is that the Pandemonium just isn't a good late game item at this point, and we should have used it to carry us through the early game, but then maybe the late game is where it falls off. Still need a little bit more experience with that. Otherwise, though, good stuff. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So if everyone enjoyed the video, hope maybe learned a thing or two along the way, and you had a good time watching. This is Bust and me. Thank you for being here.